Hello creators, welcome back to another episode. Today's episode is super special because we are taking part in the Ink Stamp Share blog hop for January 2019. We're featuring the Spring and Summer catalog, also known as the Occasions catalog. I love taking part in this blog hop because there are some very talented demonstrators from around the world sharing their beautiful projects with us. Today's project was inspired by Cindy Clark on Pinterest. She had a beautiful card that was very similar to this one, although I did change it a little bit. I used gold foil on this card and the tufted embossing folder. I also added a flourish and the striped heart, and I think that it came out really nice. The gold heart is kind of popped up a little bit, and it kind of reminds me of a puffy quilt, and I just love that look. I'm starting with a Whisper White card base, and I have a piece of gold foil, as well as I've already pre-cut my flourish out of the Flirty Flamingo cardstock. I've also pre-stamped my striped heart and cut it out with the coordinating Thinlits dies. I'm using the Meant to Be bundle, and these are the cling mount stamps, and they coordinate beautifully with these framelits. I've used the smallest stitched and scalloped heart die to cut out my striped heart, and this is the piece that I used to cut out the flourish. I used this large piece here to cut out the gold foil heart, and this is a fun piece because it cuts, stitches, and scallops all at the same time. I'm going to get that out so that I can show you how to cut that out and emboss it on the Big Shot. I also have a small scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock that I'm going to use to stamp my sentiment. So I'm going to get my sentiment out of my cling mount stamp case, and I haven't used this sentiment yet, so I need to make sure that I mount it with the coordinating sticker. And to do that, I'm going to peel the backing off of the sticker. I'm also going to peel the backing off of the stamp. Then I'm going to very carefully line them up and stick the stamp down onto the sticker. You want to make sure that you do this the right way the first time because these stickers are super sticky and it's nearly impossible to get it off without tearing the stamp a little bit. I like to put it on my wrist so that it gets a tiny bit of that stickiness off before adhering it to one of my clear acrylic blocks. I'm using some lovely lipstick ink to stamp my sentiment. This is the same color ink that I used to stamp my striped heart. I'm going to use my paper snips to trim down that scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock that I stamped my sentiment on, and I'm going to give it a banner cut edge. And the way that I like to cut my banner cut edges by hand is to make a small snip up the middle of the end that I want my banner cut to be on. Once you have that middle cut, you can cut from the corner to the top of that middle cut, and that should give you a nice banner cut edge. Now it's time to get our Big Shot out. I have my magnetic platform, a cutting plate, my gold foil, and my heart on top. Place another cutting plate on top and run that through, and it should cut out a couple different shapes. Not only do we have a heart shape, but we also have this beautiful stitched and scalloped outline piece. I love this die cut. It is so gorgeous, especially with this gold foil. Moving along to the embossing, I'm using my Big Shot platform with the dynamic textured impressions embossing folder called Tufted. I've put my solid heart into it and lined it up. I'm putting the folded edge in towards the machine and one cutting plate on top. Your sandwich might vary depending on how your machine works, but I think that just the Big Shot platform and just one cutting plate on top does a really nice job and gives me a lot of beautiful dimension. One of the tricks that I like to use to give my heart a little extra oomph is to take the back side of my bone folder and place the heart in my palm and just kind of in small circular motions bend that gold foil just a little bit so that it pops out. It's okay if it looks a little warped at this point because we're going to be adhering this with dimensionals and it'll stick down and just look like it has a nice poof to it. I'm using a piece of Whisper White cardstock for my card base. It's cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm just folding it in half and using my bone folder to give it a crease. You can also score this on your Stampin' trimmer. Don't be shy using your dimensionals on the back of your gold foil heart. You want to make sure that you center those dimensionals in the middle of your heart so that they stick down and make sure that it holds down the right places of the heart. So I've used 5 here, 1 on each of the curved pieces of the heart and 3 in the middle. I've decided to use a little bit of snail adhesive to adhere my stitched and scalloped outline. You could also use glue dots or liquid glue if you'd prefer. But before I stick that down, I'm going to take a little tiny bit of snail and tack it down onto my Flirty Flamingo Flourish piece. This piece is really nice because you can bend it because it's pretty thin. So I'm going to curve it around to the shape of the heart at the bottom before putting my stitched and scalloped heart outline on. Next, I'm going to take a Stampin' Dimensional on the back of my striped heart, and I'm going to put that up in the right-hand corner of the heart. I absolutely love these heart epoxy droplets. They are beautiful, and I think that it really adds a fun element to this card. It really makes the gold pop underneath the clear epoxy. And last but not least, I'm going to take a dimensional and pop it on the back of my sentiment. I'm going to put my sentiment down in the lower left-hand corner, and now this card is officially complete. Thank you so much for watching the video today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified when I upload new videos. You can follow me on the web at melissascreations.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/MKre8tions. I'm also on social media. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest with the handle at MKre8tions. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye!